Anthony Joshua couldn't hold back his tears at the funeral of Sina and Latz. The pain hit him deep. Just days after being discharged from a Lagos hospital, where he was treated following that tragic crash that cooked the life of his close friend Sagami, AJ made his way back to London. At the London Central Mosque, surrounded by grief and prayers, the heavyweight champion finally let his emotions pour out. The man we always see standing tall, unshaken, was completely broken in that moment.
Anthony Joshua break his public silence for the first time since the crash. In a post that was shared to Instagram, the world heavyweight champion released an image alongside what appears to be perhaps the parents of Gami and Ayodele, offering a quiet but powerful tribute to two men.
When Joshua got out of the hospital and landed back in the UK, he didn't waste a second. He went straight to honor Sagami and Latz, two men who meant the world to him. Then, for the first time since the tragedy, AJ posted on social media. On Instagram, he shared a simple but powerful image, him sitting quietly beside the families of the victims. The caption read, "My brother's keeper." No fancy words, just pure love and pain packed into that one sentence. And then came the moment that truly showed how heavy AJ's heart was. Spencer Fearon embraced him at the funeral. No words, no speeches, just silence and sorrow between two men who understood the weight of loss. That one hug said more than anything could. Inside the London Central Mosque, Anthony Joshua wasn't a world champion. He was just a man mourning his brothers, carrying a kind of sadness that no title or trophy could ever fix. He wasn't just saying goodbye to friends, he was mourning his brothers, the ones he truly loved.
That people came out to show their respects, but they also came out to support Anthony Joshua, because what must he be going through right now? Yeah.
Anthony Joshua's first post after the heartbreaking tragedy said everything without needing many words. In the photo, he sat quietly beside the families of Sagami and Latz, his eyes filled with pain. His caption, "My brother's keeper," wasn't about boxing or fame. It was a promise, a vow to keep their memory alive forever. That simple line showed a side of AJ that fans rarely see. Raw, emotional, and deeply human.
I was walking out because I wasn't gonna go say anything to him. I was walking out, then I got tapped on the shoulder. I turned around, it was Anthony Joshua. You know what I mean? And we had a brief chat and a little embrace and that, and then I left. But it was, funerals are never good, but.
Johnny Nelson spoke on AJ's loss, and his words hit hard. He said watching two of Joshua's closest friends, men he trusted in his training, his life, and his circle, gone in an instant, has left the champion completely shaken. AJ wasn't just grieving teammates, he was broken over the loss of brothers who helped shape his journey. Their absence has left a silence around him that words can't fill. The pain AJ carries is something no training camp could ever prepare him for. When life takes the ones closest to you, it leaves you asking those haunting questions. Why them? Why now? For a man built for battles in the ring, this was a fight he could never win. This tragedy is a cruel reminder that no matter how strong or successful you are, life can change in a second, and grief doesn't care about legacy or power.
Talk about these two young men that lost their lives and their families, how it's affected their families. So you want to concentrate on AJ, how's it going to affect AJ? Instead of concentrating on how's it affected the people that have lost their children.
Anthony Joshua's words after the funeral hit straight to the soul. They showed just how much this tragedy tore him apart. Behind all the belts, fame, and bright lights, AJ was forced to face something way deeper. He realized that life's true worth isn't in the wins or the money, it's in the people standing beside you. Losing Sina and Latz so suddenly changed everything for him. It reminded everyone watching that loyalty, shared memories, and time with loved ones mean way more than any championship ring could ever represent. Then came Jarrell Miller's reaction, and it shocked everyone. Despite their rocky past, even he couldn't stay cold in the face of this kind of heartbreak. Miller felt it too, because no athlete, no matter how strong or fearless, is ever ready for the kind of loss that rips brothers away in an instant.
You look at it's always the people that are the best, or, you know what I mean, that end up going first. You know, and you examine like, well, why wasn't it me, or why did this have to happen?
This wasn't about competition anymore. It was real life, and it hurt. Seeing a warrior like AJ, who's battled giants in the ring, break under the weight of grief, made everyone stop and feel the same truth.
It's just sad. It just makes you realize how valuable life is, and how things can change in a heartbeat. So when we talk about fights and we talk about beefs, and you know, these things are just nothing when it comes to real life and losing your life. So it was a sad thing to hear, a sad thing to see. God knows how it'll affect those that saw it mentally, emotionally. But you've got to think about these two men who were somebody's child, someone's brother. And that's what you've got to think about, those people that have lost their lives.
Real heartbreak isn't about winning or losing. It's about being human. And this loss reminded the whole world of that.
It's such a severe car accident there. Like, all right, he's lucky enough to still be alive, but fuck me, his body must be going through a lot right there. This is not a man who winces in pain easily, right? He gets punched for a living. And obviously, like, you're supposed to take people out of car accidents like that with great care because you don't want to...
Johnny Nelson's words hit fans hard. He reminded everyone that behind the fame, behind the knockouts and titles, AJ's friends were real people with real families. These weren't just names and headlines. They were brothers who shared his journey, his laughter, and his loyalty. Losing people that close in just a heartbeat changes everything. This tragedy has forced AJ and everyone watching to take a step back and think about how fragile life really is. No matter how strong you are, pain and loss cut way deeper than any punch in the ring ever could.
It's such a severe car accident there. Like, all right, he's lucky enough to still be alive, but fuck me, his body must be going through a lot right there. This is not a man who winces in pain easily, right? He gets punched for a living. And obviously, like, you're supposed to take people out of car accidents like that with great care because you don't want to...
Pain Game's observation painted the picture of just how horrific that crash was. AJ might be a warrior inside the ropes, but nothing could prepare him for surviving such a violent collision.
AJ, you're one lucky lad. God bless you, man. I'm glad you're alive again. Shocked me, it has. Terrible. Anyway, good luck everybody, and try and enjoy the new year as much as you can and be safe here.
One that instantly took the lives of two of his closest allies. That kind of trauma doesn't just bruise the body, it crushes the soul. The road to emotional and mental healing will be as tough, if not tougher, than any physical comeback he's ever faced.
Image of both of them together. Now, Nigerian police sources has indicated that Adeniyi will be facing some serious felony charges for reckless driving. And I know a lot of you guys are curious, such as I, on, you know, what would be the punishment or the penalty for reckless driving in Nigeria. So I looked it up. And if you are a reckless driver in Nigeria and you cause a fatality on a federal road, that is up to 7 years.
And then came the legal storm. According to reports from Showbiz and local authorities, Nigerian officials have charged the driver involved with dangerous driving after the Lexus SUV carrying AJ and his two friends slammed into a stationary truck.
This is Anthony Joshua's first post since the tragic accident, okay? This came from his social media, and of course, if you guys didn't see it in the preview of the video, it was simple but strong and powerful, and it stated, "My brother's keeper." And in this situation, it's it means that he's going to take care of everything. He's responsible for his brothers.
It's a heartbreaking aftermath to an already devastating loss. While the investigation unfolds, all eyes remain on AJ, not for his titles, but for his strength to endure the pain of losing Sagami and Latif Ladele, two men who weren't just part of his team, they were part of his heart.
This triumph-wide happiness within yourself, a true blessing, is actually making into this earth. Everyone dies at some stage. So I think across the board, one has to be happy inside. No matter about the material possession one owns, how that's a car and a driving. Very, very careful of other people we choose to hang around with and associate them, because you soon become like the people who spend most of his hell. The sheep come to punch around with lions. Sheep receive another lion. So pick your friends and your circle wisely. My sister to the kids is, it starts to flourish and grow, and blossom, and rather than perish, made away and die. So look at the environment, it's the same thing.
The legal fallout in Nigeria is getting serious. Reckless driving that results in death can mean long prison sentences, showing just how tragic and completely avoidable so many road accidents really are.
Okay, so Anthony Joshua appeared on chat shows, crossed over as a celebrity, a fighter, without being a celebrity.
It's a harsh reminder of accountability in the middle of all this heartbreak, as the world mourns and prays for the men whose lives were cut short. The pain in the air isn't just about the loss, it's about how quickly everything can change because of one careless moment. Pain Game's reaction went beyond the surface. It wasn't about injuries or headlines, it was about the deep emotional toll this crash left on Anthony Joshua. Surviving that horrific accident, one that killed his strength coach Ami and his trainer Latif Ladele, was nothing short of a miracle. It could have been AJ too. Somehow he walked away with minor physical injuries, but the emotional scars, those are the ones that'll never fade. Anyone who's ever watched Joshua fight knows how tough he is, but this is a battle no champion can train for. Surviving when the people you trusted with your life are suddenly gone leaves a kind of pain no belt or medal can cover. That night will replay in his mind over and over again, each flash a reminder of who he lost. The joy he once carried for boxing and for life will never feel the same again. This isn't about bruises or broken bones anymore. It's about grief, survivor's guilt, and the crushing weight of living on when your brothers couldn't. AJ might have survived the crash, but part of his heart stayed behind with him forever. Eddie Hearn's words hit with the kind of weight only true loss can carry. He spoke about the massive responsibility now resting on Anthony Joshua's shoulders, something far bigger than any fight night or title belt. In the heartbreaking aftermath of the crash that claimed the lives of AJ's two closest allies, Hearn emphasized one thing: be there for the families. And AJ took that to heart completely. This isn't about fame or sport anymore. This is personal. Sagami and Latif Ladele weren't just his trainers, they were his brothers in spirit. They shared every late-night grind, every sacrifice, every victory. Now, AJ's mission is to honor them in the only way he knows how, by stepping up for the loved ones they left behind. He's promised to support their families, not just with words, but with action. That's real loyalty, the kind that shows what kind of man Anthony Joshua really is. This tragedy has turned him from a fighter in the ring to a warrior for compassion. While the world sees a boxing icon, those close to him see a man holding others up even while carrying his own heartbreak. As Eddie Hearn put it, the real battles aren't fought in the ring, they're fought in life against grief and loss. And AJ is facing that war with courage and love. Even John Fury shared a heartfelt message, sending gratitude and blessings to Joshua, grateful that he survived, but torn apart by the price he had to pay. It's a sentiment millions share across the world. Relief that he's still here, but deep sorrow for the brothers he lost. John Fury's words might have sounded simple, but they cut deep because they spoke a truth everyone understands. Life can flip upside down in a second, even for a man like Anthony Joshua, who spent years facing danger head-on inside the ring, but surviving a violent crash that instantly took two of his closest friends. That's a different kind of pain no amount of muscle or training could ever protect him from. The world always saw AJ as unbreakable, a warrior built for battle, but behind that strong exterior now stands a man who stared straight into the face of heartbreak. Losing the men who stood beside him through every victory and setback has changed his entire perspective on life. Fury's blessing wasn't just about survival. It was about living through the guilt, the grief, and the gratitude that now live inside him every day. Every breath AJ takes now carries the memory of Sagami and Latif Ladeli, a constant reminder of what he's lost and what he still needs to honor. Even sports journalist Gareth A. Davis couldn't ignore the shift. His comments about AJ's future fight plans only highlighted how small and empty that talk feels next to the weight of real tragedy. Before the accident, fans were debating Joshua's next opponent, analyzing his strategy, predicting knockouts, but all of that faded in an instant.
Because the biggest fight of Anthony Joshua's life didn't happen in a boxing ring. It happened on a highway in Nigeria where he lost two brothers who were family to him. That's the kind of pain that doesn't go away. It changes you forever. You can't train for grief. You can't plan your way through heartbreak. Anthony Joshua knows that better than anyone now. What used to be endless debates about his next opponent or title defense suddenly feels meaningless compared to the reality he's living through. His priorities have completely shifted from thinking about who he'll fight next to simply figuring out how to live with this loss, protect his mental health, and keep the memories of Latz and Sina alive in everything he does. This tragedy didn't just change AJ, it changed what the entire boxing world talks about. For once, it's not about hype or headlines, it's about healing. Fans, fighters, and even critics have realized that beneath the gloves and glory, there's a human being trying to find peace after unimaginable pain. And that shift says everything. When many were pointing fingers or spinning rumors after the accident, John Fury stepped forward with words that cut through the noise. He spoke about something bigger than fame or rivalry, our shared humanity. After Anthony Joshua's horrifying crash in Nigeria, where two of his closest teammates lost their lives and he was left hospitalized, Fury called for compassion. He reminded everyone that people aren't enemies, but brothers and sisters under God, urging the world to spread love instead of hate. That message hit deep. Fans saw it, fighters felt it, and everyone could sense the truth in Fury's words. When you look into AJ's eyes now, you can see the pain, the silence where laughter once lived. Fury's words weren't about competition, they were about unity, empathy, and remembering that at the end of the day, no matter who we are, loss breaks us all the same. Not long after the funerals, the world was left speechless when Anthony Joshua made an emotional announcement. He was walking away from boxing. In a short, heartfelt message shared on social media, AJ revealed that he was officially retiring from the sport that built his name. His post wasn't filled with statistics or career highlights. Instead, it carried raw honesty. He wrote that the ring had given him everything, but after losing the two men who stood by his side through every fight, it just doesn't feel the same anymore. That one line shattered fans' hearts across the world. Behind the cameras, those close to him said the decision had been building since the accident. The nightmares, the sleepless nights, and the constant replay of that crash had changed his outlook completely. Boxing had always been his escape, his therapy, but now every punch, every crowd, every moment in the gym brought back memories of the brothers he lost. He realized he couldn't keep fighting ghosts, one insider shared quietly. Those words said it all. For AJ, this retirement wasn't about quitting, it was about healing. He's choosing peace over pressure, reflection over fame. Walking away from the ring that made him a global icon is the hardest fight he's ever faced, but it's one he knows he has to take. Still, fans can't help but wonder if this is truly the end, or if someday the fire inside him might spark again. For now, though, Anthony Joshua isn't chasing belts, he's chasing peace, trying to rebuild what's left of his spirit after losing the brothers who meant everything to him. Anthony Joshua's retirement news hit like a thunderbolt across the sports world. No one saw it coming, not after the incredible highs of his career, not after the legendary fights that defined an era. But for AJ, this decision wasn't about fame or pressure, it was about peace. In his emotional post, he said he's done fighting for titles and now wants to fight for balance in his life. That's a statement that silenced even his biggest critics. People close to Joshua revealed that the accident changed him completely. The man who once trained with unstoppable focus now wakes up with different goals: to heal, to reconnect, and to honor the brothers he lost. Every move he makes now feels more personal, more grounded. His story is no longer just about being a champion in the ring, it's about becoming a champion in life. The boxing community is still reeling. Some are calling this the end of an era, while others believe it's just the beginning of AJ's new chapter. Whatever the case, one thing's clear: Anthony Joshua's legacy won't just be remembered for knockouts or belts, but for his strength, loyalty, and heart in the face of unimaginable pain. Fans across the world are standing by him, showing nothing but love and respect. And you won't want to miss what's coming next. Sources close to AJ hint that this might not be a complete goodbye. There are whispers of something big on the horizon, something that could surprise everyone. So make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay locked in, because new and intriguing updates about AJ's journey, his next steps, his future plans, and what this retirement really means are dropping very soon. Stay tuned. It's far from over.